Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for this opportunity. And my topic for 6th International Eurasian Conference on Science, Engineering and Technology is the role of biology in promoting education for sustainable development in upper secondary education. So, one of the most important goals of humanity in the 21st century is the building of sustainable society. Education is one of the keys to achieving sustainability, where education for sustainability requires the development of competencies such as system critical thinking, foresight skills, and complex problem solving. Biology, as a study of life and its interaction with the environment, provides an excellent opportunity to incorporate sustainable development principles into secondary education. Teaching biology allows students to acquire the knowledge and skills needed to understand the track of the environmental and social challenges that impact daily life. Teaching biology plays a crucial role in the development of students' scientific knowledge and their ability to analyze and apply theoretical concepts in everyday life. One of the key aspects of this subject is the integration of practical work, which allows students to understand biological phenomena through direct experience. Study objectives: the first, to identify exciting teaching practices that integrate sustainable development concepts in biology, such as the use of fieldwork ecological laboratories and topics like biodiversity and ecosystem conservation. The second, to analyze the challenges and barriers encountered in integrating sustainable into biology teaching, including the lack of teacher training, limited time for extracurricular content, lack of resources, and resistance to pedagogical change. The third, to evaluate the methods and impact the biology as a scientific subject has on promoting education for sustainable development at the upper secondary education level. Why is this study important? Awareness of the environment and natural resources. So, helps students understand the relationships between human and nature, the consequences of human actions on ecosystems, and the importance of biodiversity conservation. This creates a strong foundation for developing responsible attitudes toward the environment and the use of natural resources. The second, development of competencies for sustainable future. So students learn to connect scientific knowledge with real-world sustainable development issues that equips them with critical and practical skills that help in making informed decisions for their own lives and for society. Promotion of critical thinking and scientific inquiry. So, teaches students to analyze data, evaluate facts, and understand cause and effect relationships in issues related to sustainable development, making them more capable of generating evidence-based solutions. Methodology: study type cross-sectional. The location was University of Tirana, Faculty of Natural Science, Al Dente University, as well as Ismail Jamali High School, Sami Frashri High School, Sinan Tafai High School, Tesmetatori High School, and Vath Qureshi High School. The period was April 2025 to October 2025. The number of respondents 125. Statistical analysis SPSS 21. In total, 8 biology teachers, 5 school principals, 50 male and 62 female students were included through anonymized data from learning management system. The graph below shows students' attitudes and motivation towards sustainable development in biology lessons. So, the frequency with which the biology teacher addresses topics related to sustainable development during instruction. So always is 39%, often is 34%, rarely is 23%, and never is 11%. The importance that students attribute to sustainable development topics for their future always is 38%, often is 45%, rarely is 10%, and never 10%. The motivation to take action in environmental protection following biology lessons, always 50%, often 33%, rarely 10%, and never 10%. This graph shown for percentage of integration, preparation, and training of teacher on sustainable development in biology lessons. So, the frequency of integrating sustainable development topics into biology lessons for students. Always 50%, often 25%, rarely 21%, and never 12%. Scientific preparedness to teach students about sustainable development always is 48%, often is 32%, rarely is 19%, and never 9%. Trainings related to teaching for sustainable development always is 38%, often is 50%, rarely is 17%, and never is 12%. This graph shown for the frequency of topics covered in biology course. So the impact of human activities on the environment is 21%. Biodiversity and its conservation is 37%, management of natural resources is 18%, climate change is 14%, and these topics have not been addressed is 10%. So, in this graph, it is shown activities undertaken to contribute to sustainable development. So, they have contributed to the practice of recycling is 33%. The use of renewable energy is 22%. Participation in school and environmental activities is 44%. None of the unfermented options or topics is 1%. Conclusions. The role of biology in education for sustainable development is closely linked to ecological awareness, where students understand biodiversity and the human impact on nature. Daily practices include energy saving, recycling, and ecosystem protection. It also develops critical skills such as analyzing environmental problems and evidence-based solutions. Integrating these topics into the curriculum supports high-quality teaching, enabling students to acquire knowledge more effectively. Education for sustainability within the framework of biology and secondary education is positively accepted and integrated by the majority of teachers, 88%, with 61 to 75% incorporating it into curricula and practical activities. However, a significant gap exists as 44% believe that addressing this topic in your regular lessons is insufficient. According to the respondents in this study, about 57% noted that a supportive emotional environmental greatly influences students' motivation and long-term learning. Those who have a positive perception of their competence in biology perform better and develop positive attitudes towards the subject. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you liked and enjoyed my presentation.